The following segment sponsored by Jim Williams and Associates. Today we're here in the law offices of Jim Williams and Associates here in downtown Kingsport, and I'm joined by the owner here, Jim Williams. How are you doing, sir?
Good.
Good. Thank you for having us in today. Let's have a conversation about something that a lot of folks need to have a conversation about, but sometimes don't, and that's estate planning. Tell us, what is estate planning?
Well, Chris, basically estate planning is when you're planning for your end-of-life decisions,
Right.
dealing with your assets, your property, as well as making medical decisions or having someone to make medical decisions for you. So basically you're planning for end-of-life as well as long-term medical care decisions.
When should a person say, I need to start thinking about estate planning?
Well, the short answer is today.
Right now.
We don't want to procrastinate and wait too long. We have many people who do wait until it's too late.
Right.
They're not competent, they're not of sound mind to execute legal documents. And you need to be both, competent and capable and of sound mind to do that. So we encourage people to think about this now.
Right.
Don't wait till the last minute.
Who should be involved in your estate planning?
Well, of course, if you're married, your spouse should be, possibly your adult children. If they're going to be helping you, if they're going to be your agent, they need to be involved. If you have a financial planner,
Right.
you want to talk to them. And of course, your attorney. That's
Yes.
someone you need to speak with and get guidance. I see a lot of people who do estate documents on their own, and they don't turn out very well.
Okay.
They forget to sign something, they don't have it notarized. It's not witnessed, and it's not a proper legal document. So consulting with your attorney is the best thing to do to
Right.
begin this process.
What are some of the things that all of us should think about when we are estate planning?
Well, we need to be thinking about who we want to have our assets,
Right.
who do we want to inherit our house, our vehicles, our bank accounts. We need to be thinking about our minor children. If we have minor children and we were to pass away, who do we want to be the guardian for those minor children?
Right.
We need to think about who we want to be the executor of our estate. Who do we trust to manage our affairs after we pass? And of course, for medical, we need to determine who we trust to make medical decisions for us when we cannot make those ourselves. So we're looking for trusted individuals,
Right.
also looking for people that are competent. Your agent needs to be physically and mentally competent to make decisions. So you're looking for someone that you can not only trust, but is capable of making those decisions for you.
Now, you were talking about all the folks in our life. Let's talk about minor children. Does estate planning cover minor children?
It does. In your last will and testament, you're going to want to name a guardian to take care of your children in case you and your spouse both pass away while they're minors. You're also going to want to plan for their education financially. If you have minor children and you pass away, you're going to want to look ahead for college and expenses like that. They may need a trust set up for those minor children upon your passing. So you want to plan for those children because we don't know when we're going to be here.
Let's break it down a little bit. Talk about medical care and non-medical care. Are both of those things covered under estate planning?
They are. In Tennessee, we have advanced directives called Living Will and an advanced health care plan, which is a medical power of attorney that you can execute. Those documents will set forth your end-of-life decisions as to your medical care, whether you want to be on long-term life support, whether or not you want to be given artificial food and water to be
Right.
kept alive if you can't feed yourself. And then you're naming an agent, someone to make those decisions for you if you cannot. And that's very important to have someone who's authorized to make the medical decisions, authorize the doctors to withhold treatment or administer certain treatment. You need to have someone in a place to do that. And the thing that we see a lot is people wait too late.
Right.
Again, they wait till they're in the hospital, a nursing home, and we get calls from family members needing these documents, and sometimes the parent is not competent anymore. So procrastination is the worst enemy here.
Right. In a lot of areas of life, procrastination
Absolutely.
is. What are some key takeaways that you want our viewers to take away from our conversation that we had today?
Well, first of all, start thinking about your estate planning now. You don't have to be rich to have estate planning because, as we said again, It does take into consideration your medical needs.
Right.
But start thinking about your estate planning. Start thinking about who you want to have your house, your vehicle, your money, your
Right.
assets. If you don't have a last will and testament, the state of Tennessee will determine
Yes.
who your heirs are by state law. And it may or may not be the person or persons that you want to have your assets.
Right.
Start thinking about who you want your executor to be, your agents for medical care. You may want to give something to charity.
Right.
So you need to have those things listed in a last will and testament. Without a last will and testament, those things will never occur.
Right.
And of course, again, don't wait. If you wait until you're not competent, then it's too late to execute any of these documents.
And a stop here be one of the first stops when you start
Absolutely.
when you start estate planning.
You do? Yes, sir.
All right.
And we give free consultations for estate planning, so we'd be glad to sit down with anyone and go through the process and explain to them what they need, give them time to go back home, talk to their family members, think about it, and just don't wait too late.
That's exactly good advice. Good advice, Jim Williams. Thank you for taking the time to explain all of that. That's a lot involved in estate planning.
It is, and we appreciate you being here today. Thank
All right,
you.
folks. Jim Williams, located right here. Jim Williams and Associates, right here in Kingsport. They also have an office in Rogersville. We've got all their contact information for you on the screen right now. If you're beginning to estate plan, now is the time to do it. The preceding segment sponsored by Jim Williams and Associates.